the yoga class. I hope the mic performs okay today, because usually I have the jumper over the top, which helps to stabilize it, but we shall see what happens. So as usual, we start with a quote, and the quote is very simple. It's one day or day one. You decide. One day or day one. Okay, we're going to start with Samprasrasana. I know both of you have done this before, but it's very, very, very gentle. We're going to just the first point of resistance. So we're barely stretching. It's just to warm up. So we're going to the right-hand side of our mat. And we're just going to take the balance as we inhale, and we take a balance on the right foot, as little or as long as you wish. And then we gently step across and bend at the right knee. And now we're in position. Okay, so we're going to inhale as we stretch out and contract everything. Inhale and contract. Exhale as we release when we come down to our clasp. And remember, this is very gentle. Inhale as we lift up that clasp. And if you've got a locked down stomach, this is the point that you pull it in. Lift up. Exhale as we release. Very gentle. Inhale as we take our clasp and push it together. And then we go forward into fists. Around into the lower back. Gently release at the knees and barely bend back. We're not looking for a big stretch. We're just warming up. Inhale as we come up. We take the clasp. We reverse it. And we come up. This is all very gentle. And then keeping your arms at your ears for as long as you can, you just gently go forward. You don't even have to go far, and allow the arms to flop. Ragdoll arms. You can even release the knees if you wish. And then we take the clasp and reverse it as we come up. Turn the clasp around. Inhale as we lift up. We move the hips to the right. And we barely move to the left. As I say, we're not going for the big stretch. Yeah, very good. I can see you both. We inhale as we come up. Lift up the torso. Hips to the left. And we bend to the right. Very simple. Inhale as we come up. Lift up the torso and just a gentle sit down. Not very far, just we're on the bar stool. Nothing strenuous. Inhale as we come up. Arms forward. Inhale as we bend to the twist to the right. Sorry. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. Inhale to neutral. Bend, twist to the left. Sorry. Keeping your elbow up. Inhale back to neutral. Raise the clasp. And then look, we gently release. And this is what's called Samprasrasana. My yoga teacher 25 years ago made up this flow and movement. And we heel toe together, so nothing strenuous. And then we step to the left-hand side of our mat and adjust any pieces of clothing that have ridden up. If we want to keep a bit of dignity. Okay, so Samprasrasana just means one forward flowing movement to the next. So now we're just going to step out, balance on the left foot. We inhale as we stretch out the arms. Take the balance on the left foot. It doesn't matter how long you stay here for. You can stay here for the rest of the day. But I'm going after 60 minutes. And we step out and bend. That's it. Inhale and contract everything. Inhale, push through the hands, contract your gluteals, pull in your stomach. And when you're ready, exhale, release. Down to the clasp. Inhale as we raise up. Lift up, stretch up. And then we're gently releasing The arms stretching out as they come down. This is all very simple, gentle stuff. Inhale as we push the hands firmly together. Forward into fists. Around into the lower back. Release at the knees and lean back. It's up to you how far you go, but we don't want anything strenuous. Inhale as we come up. We take our hands around the front. We reverse the clasp and we raise it above our heads. Arms up to your ears. Lean forward, keep the back straight for as long as you can, and then release the ragdoll arms. Stay here for a few seconds. Again, you can stay here for as long as you wish, but we're just warming up. So rejoin the clasp, reverse it as we come up. With time, you can get the arms at the ears and take them up together, but it's a lot more strenuous in the lower back. Turn the clasp around. Inhale, lift up. Move the hips to the right as we gently bend to the left. Inhale as we come up. It's a very good, Sue. I can see you. I can only see half of you, Helen, but it looks good, the half that I can't see. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down to the right. Inhale as we come up. Elongate the body, gently lift up, keeping the arms at the ears. And that's a stretch that you're taking out and down. So we're stretching up with the fingers. Up, 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 up. And then they almost come down effortlessly. At the moment, I'm not holding my arms, they're holding themselves. They don't actually want to come down. Maybe this is a posture for the next 55 minutes, yes? And then down we come. They still don't want to come down. I'm having to force them down. Isn't that a lovely feeling? Who would have thought just after a few simple stretches that your arms don't actually want to come down? They like to move. That's what they're designed for. I can see you both. Very good. And then heel toe together. And we'll just do all of this once more. Of course, you can do the lateral stretches 3 times to each side. You can do the chairs 3 times. You can make it as strenuous as you wish. You could do this for 20 minutes, and this is a wonderful warm-up, which addresses everything you need. So we'll go to the right-hand side of the mat. Stand tall. Just reflect on the first few movements. Take the weight on the right foot. Stretch out your arms. You'll find that one side's always better than the other. And then we step out. Bend at the knees to protect them. Inhale, contract everything, push through the fingers, pull in your gluteals. Definitely pull in your stomach. That's me I'm talking about. Exhale as you release. Down to the clasp. Inhale, lift up, look up, stretch up. And that's a stretch at the very top that you're then taking out and releasing. Nice and slow. No strain, less chance of damaging the body. Inhale as we push the hands together. Exhale as we go forward into fists. Gently around into the lower back. Release at the knees and lean back. Inhale as we come up. Reverse the clasp. Raise it above your head. You're still getting a good stretch up. And that's what you take forward. You push out your bottom, keep your back straight for as long as possible. And then you release. Ragdoll arms. Release the head. Make your neck nice and soft. Reverse the clasp as we come up. You can feel it nice. Just turn it around, the clasp. Inhale as we lift up through the torso. Hips to the right, push them out. You get a strong pull on the inside of your left leg, and that's a stretch you take over to this left hand side. And you may want to go a bit further, you may not. It's okay. Inhale as we come up. Lift up again, elongate the body. Hips to the left and over to the right. Inhale as we come up. Lift up, and we'll just do one chair, sit down. It's a bar stool, so it's not so far. Again, you can do as many chairs or stools as you wish, but we'll come up on inhalation, arms forward. Inhale. Exhale to the right as you keep your left elbow up. Keep it up. Keep your eye on the thumb, the right hand thumb. Inhale as we come around. Exhale round to the left. Check you're keeping your elbow up. Inhale around to neutral. Raise the clasp, look up, lift up. And remember, the whole body is elongated, and that's what you're taking from the shoulders to the elbows, elbows to the wrists, wrists to the fingers. Ah, isn't that lovely? And now, round about now, it becomes effortless. Just let them come down at their own pace. And as they gently come down, perhaps you may feel that lovely release of tension in the shoulders and the tingling down through the arms. That's just circulation. Of course, we have one more to do. So you can take this practice and do it for as long as you wish. Heel toe back in together. I think you both have a hand. I've got a handout for this. I can email it. So if you don't have it, please ask me afterwards and I'll send it. So we'll go to the left-hand side of the mat. Take a few seconds to reflect and let the body recalibrate. Just stand tall. Imagine someone has a thread in the center of your head at the top, center of your scalp, and they're gently pulling you upwards. Now, just when I do that myself, I smile naturally because it's a lovely sensation. Just standing tall, allowing the shoulders to remain open. There may be a gentle contraction of the buttocks, the gluteals. And there may be a gentle contraction of the stomach, but it feels comfortable. That's the most important thing. Whatever is contracting or is not contracting, you know that you're doing it right if you feel comfortable. Make it your chins parallel to the ground. And just remember that the pose begins when you want it to leave. So that's when the challenge usually arrives. Just when the pose is beginning to stretch you in different ways, then that's when you stay a little bit longer, as long as the discomfort is healthy and not unhealthy. One more side of this. We're going to balance on the left foot. So we inhale as we raise our arms, take the balance, and step across, bending at the knee. Inhale, contract everything. Push through the fingers, lift up through the shoulders, contract those gluteals, pull in the stomach muscles, contract the thighs, and anything else you can think of. Exhale at your own leisure. Exhale down into the clasp. Inhale as we raise up. Look up, lift up, stretch up. Stretch up through the fingers. And again, that's a stretch you're taking out. Shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingers. And this is a very nice space. I can see you both. Inhale as you push the palms together. Exhale as you go forward into fists, around into the lower back. Gently release at the knees and ease the body back. Minimal. Inhale when you're ready. Take your hands around to the front, reverse the clasp. Raise it above. You get a lovely stretch up with the reverse clasp. Works on the wrists and the fingers. You push the bottom out, keeping the back straight for as long as you can without putting pressure on the lower back. Ragdoll arms. And just relax that head, loosen the back, loosen the neck. Rejoin the clasp. Inhale as we come up. Turn the clasp around. Inhale, lift up, hips to the right, and allow the body to go down to the left. You're not pushing or straining, you're allowing. And just check it, you're not bringing this top shoulder forward. It's a lateral stretch. Keep the arms straight. Inhale as we come up. Elongate, lift, reenact the stretch. Hips to the left. Bend to the right. Again, you can do 2, 3, 4 stretches laterally. You can add whatever you wish. Inhale up and sit down in our stool. We can stay for one more breath now. So inhale up through the arms, stay sitting down and relax onto that stool. Really get comfy. The sundowner has just arrived. Inhale as you come up, arms forward. Inhale, exhale, turn into the right, keep the elbow up. Inhale to neutral, turn to the left. Inhale back. Raise the clasp. And we're at the end. Lift up, stretch up. And just stretching right through the skin in your fingertips. This is the last one we're doing. And now relax. We know the style now. Try to be aware of what's happening to your body. And as you increase the awareness, the sensations will become clearer and clearer and clearer. Heel toe together. Just any clothing. And just without looking down, try and sense that the feet are parallel. And take a few comfort breaths. I've mentioned this quote often. It's by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Cambodian monk. So the translation isn't exact, but it's breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, I know it's a beautiful moment. Okay, in your own time, we'll just go down. We're going to lie on our back and we're going to do the stretching up of the thumbs through the middle of the body. So our soles of our feet are going to be together. Soles of the feet together. The fingers pointing down in the groin. Soles of the feet together with the knees flopping out to the side. Arms straight with the fingers, palms together. And we're going to, remember, we bend at the wrists, just the wrists. We get a flexion and then we inhale as we take the fingers up the center of the body. We remain in contact with the body, over the lips, over the nose, over the forehead, over the back of the head, onto the ground. And we continue the stretch up. And again, it's the same elongation we got standing up. And that's a stretch you take out. So it's the same effect as you're stretching up through the fingers, then you release out and down. And it's the same stretch as we were doing standing up. But we're also getting this lovely stretch through the inner legs. Exhale down. Take a comfort breath, but try and get the flexion in the wrists and fingers before you bend at the elbows. Then we inhale as we come up. I'm having to keep my hands slightly away from my body because of my mic. But you keep your fingers, your thumbs tracing over the body. Over the back of the head, try to keep it contact with the ground as close as possible to the back of the head. And then that's a stretch for getting, it's a beautiful stretch. And that's what you take out. Shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingers, fingers to finger skin. Down we come. So again, anytime you're out of sorts, anytime you're tired, this is a type of one to do. This is a type of posture because it's not load bearing. It doesn't use a lot of energy, but it gives a lot of energy. And this breath is getting right down into the lower lobes because you're elongating the body. The diaphragm is pushing down, allowing the breath to go into the lower lobes, which creates a more efficient gaseous exchange. Inhale as we come up. The intercostals are getting a lovely stretch. You can feel what's happening. I don't need to explain it. Often students ask, what part of the body is this working on? And I always try to say, well, take your awareness, see if you can figure it out. Three more of these. Very nice. If you feel you can take your feet a little bit closer to your seat, soles of your feet, with the knees flopping out, then try that for the last three. And really try and get a little bit of arch in the lower back. Out and down. Now we take the knees together, keeping the soles of the feet on the ground. And we're just going to flatten that lordosis in the lower back. So we've all got a curve in the lower back, some more pronounced than others. So our soles of our feet are next to our buttocks. Our legs are together. And we're going to inhale as we forcefully or gently compress that lower back down onto the ground. You'll get a contraction in your stomach. And then and a rumble, in my case. And as you release, I let your spine go back into its normal curvature. Inhale, so it's a pelvic tilt, but we're also being quite assertive with the contraction of the back and stomach. And then when you exhale, you let the spine spring back into its normal curve. So you'll find the more you do this, that your seat may want to come off the ground a little. Of course, it all depends on how much adipose tissue we've got down there. Three more, but you can feel what's happening. And only now, after your three, we'll do one lift with the bridge, but see if you can take your heels as close as you can to your seat. Hands are palms facing downwards next to the body. We're not going to do the stretch. And we're just going to raise the seat. And we're just going to hold it for a couple of breaths. So it's giving a nice stretch on the thigh muscles. You can feel the contraction in the gluteals. We've done enough on the shoulders. We give them a rest. And we just keep the seat up for as long as you're comfortable. It's not an aggressive lift, it's a gentle one. As you inhale, you just increase the contraction ever so slightly. It happens naturally. As you exhale, gently release. A few more. And then slowly lower down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. As always, the slower the better. And then stretch your legs away. And then we have no rest for the wicked. So we start leg circles with the right leg clockwise. So we inhale as we take the right leg up, keeping it straight. I'm not so concerned about the size of your circle, more the fact that you're keeping your legs straight. Inhale in the upward movement. Exhale on the downward. And again, I say every week, I'm here in my snap, crackle and pop, because this is a side that I've repeatedly had challenges with. So this is why we do it slowly. Inhale in the upward movement. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that through the mic, but. So remember, I say the same things every week. It takes 6 seconds for the body start to get used to what you're doing. So this is why you do it slowly with the breath and with awareness. So at any time when you feel you've had enough, you stop. After doing one more, remember the pose begins when you want it to leave. And then we switch to our left leg clockwise. Nice and slow. Palms downwards. Everything else relaxed. Shoulders relaxed on the ground. Check that your chin's not painting the ceiling. All we're doing is lifting our left leg in a clockwise direction. Circles. A couple more. Remember, to understand a posture fully, you're supposedly meant to do it for 30 consecutive days. So pick one that you like and try doing it for 30 consecutive days and see what happens. Switch back to the right leg, anti-clockwise. So last week when I was doing leg circles with my right leg, it went into a spasm because of a pull muscle. This week, I can feel it, but it's working fine. 30 consecutive days of the same posture, and you'll know that posture inside out from every mood, from the things you've put your body through. Inhale in the upward movement. Exhale in the downward. Remember, at any time you can stop, take a comfort breath, and then you get back to it. And then finally, anti-clockwise with the left. Nice and easy. Now I'm still snap, crackle, and popping on my left side, which is my good side. So I think it's the result of a strong swim yesterday. A couple more. And floppy feet. Palms facing upwards. Adjust each shoulder. Check that the chin's not painting the ceiling. If you wish, you can put on a mudra, which is you just take your thumb and touch your first finger of each hand, and that keeps the energy in a circuit. If you're not comfortable with these things, then you don't do them. And just take a few energizing breaths. Remember the full yogic breath. So we're inflating the stomach like a balloon and expanding the rib cage. And then the final puff of air up in the clavicle area. Wait for your natural pause. And then you release, and I feel like smiling when I do that. So that's how it works for me. Inflating the stomach, you can make the stomach like inflated like a balloon. We'll give it a color. Your favorite balloon, favorite color. And your awareness goes up to the rib cage as the lungs begin to fill up, the intercostals are getting stretched. And think of all the nourishment and calming sensations of this lovely breath. And exhale and smile and say thank you. Once more. Now we'll go to Supta Pavamuktasana. I deliberately say the Sanskrit word, because remember it means the wind releasing posture. So we're releasing the wind, blockages of energy in the body. So it's remember it's squeezing the right leg, both legs, then the left leg. So we inhale as we slide the right heel along, and then we clasp and squeeze. And we'll hold the position for a few breaths because we've warmed up, we've stretched, we've released the areas. Press the chin firmly into the sternum, press the chin as firmly into the chest as you can, squeezes the thyroid. You're stretching your gluteals, your lower back, you're squeezing your inguinal nodes and your groin, your nodes under your armpits, you're contracting your arms. This is a wonderful, you're massaging your abdomen. This is a wonderful posture. I do it every day. It doesn't matter if the head gets away up. Look, I can touch my nose to my head. That's not important. It's important that you just go to your inherent stretch. Inhale as you release the right leg and slide away. Exhale. Inhale as we take both legs and squeeze. If you get the knees flat on the stomach, then you can take your arms and put them between the knees and clasp the outside of the feet. And that will give you a different stretch again. And we'll hold it for a few breaths. It's a good squeeze in the abdominal organs, good squeeze in all the structures. Release in your own time. Feet on the ground as close as possible to the seat, and then you slide them away. We're always trying to protect the body. Inhale as we slide the left leg along. Exhale as we clasp. So the reason it's right both and left is ascending, transverse and descending colon. It massages. Few breaths in the position. You don't have to stay in the position if it's not for you. And when you're ready to release, gently release. Now the boats. I don't think we've done the boats for a while. So our palms are facing down at the side of the body. Our legs are straight. And we're not going to lift anything. We're just going to inhale and we're going to stretch through the fingers and stretch through the legs, pointing the toes. So we inhale and stretch through the arms, stretch through the toes, and you may find that things lift ever so slightly and then we relax. So we inhale, stretch through the fingers. My thighs are strongly contracted. I'm pointing the toes, my calf muscles, and then I relax. So we'll just continue these. If you need a comfort breath in between, please do, because they do build up a lot of lactic acid, but not as much as the next two. Inhale. There are now some professional bodybuilders that build their body just by inhaling and holding. Build the muscles. They don't lift any weight. Couple more. Inhale. Now, just to explain how the body still complains after a number of years, as I'm doing this, I'm inhaling and contracting the thighs strongly. I was kicked by a horse when I was 25, and that's the part I'm feeling. So we carry these things for a considerable time, or we can. Last one, inhale and release. Now we're going to lift. Don't lift the legs if you've lower back problems. Leave the legs on the ground. But what we do is we inhale as we lift up the chin and look forward. We take the hands to the side of the thighs, lift them off the ground, and we'll lift the ankles off the ground just enough so the calf muscles clear the ground. We don't want them away up like this. It's too high. It doesn't add to any contraction. And you hold this. And exhale, lower down. Even if you just hold it for a nanosecond, it's not important. It's important that you don't damage yourself and you get some benefit. So we inhale, we lift up the head, look forward, tuck in the chin, lift up the arms in line with the thighs. The feet a few inches off the ground, but not if you've lower back problems. And lower down. Some yoga books advocate you do this first thing in the morning in the bed. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's too strong. Couple more in your own time. Inhale as we come up, look forward. Remember, you're nice and relaxed, believe it or not. It's the next one we contract everything. You may feel a bit of warmth coming into your body as well. We'll do one more. Inhale as we look forward. Up we come. Exhale, lower. Now take a Shavasana, floppy feet. Palms upwards, put on your mudra if you wish, which is just the thumb touching the first finger. Adjust the chin, check the head's not arched back. Lift up the left shoulder, roll it down, lift up the right. Even if it's just for a couple breaths, it's worth getting comfortable. We only have the moment. We only have this moment. And taking a few lovely energy-giving, purifying, healing breaths. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. It isn't just something we say, it's something we try to feel. And smile. Free serotonin. Right, now we may be ready for the strong boat. So this is a natural boat that we come up, raise our legs, raise our chin, hands at the side of the thighs, but it's fists and face. So we're going to contract everything and screw up our face. So we inhale, look towards your toes, don't raise your legs if you've lower back problems. Fists, and screw up your face, contract everything, gluteals, thighs, fists, arms, shoulders, face. And gently lower down. You don't go down like a building that's just been demolished. You go down slowly. And if this is for you, do a couple more. Inhale up and contract. Holding the breath. Take a few comfort breaths if you need them. And if you feel like one more, then you must. So you can slip your hands between your lower back and gently push up. You can roll onto your side and gently push up. Or you can come up in the balancing boat, which is just the same as a normal boat. But we just come up, we'll raise the legs higher, we'll put the hands at the side of the knees. And from that position, we tip forward. Can you still hear me, Helen? Yes? Good. And we're up. Now, we haven't done this for 6 weeks, so we must have run out of porridge. It's stirring the porridge, Helen. I did this one the very first week, and you said, oh, stirring the porridge. I remember that. So I think we must have run out of porridge. Is Sue still with us? So we're sitting up. It's up to you. It's up to you how far you stretch out the legs. My computer moved. We're stretching out our arms. We're turning to the right. Sorry, we're turning to the left. And we're going in the clockwise direction. Slowly as we exhale, we come around and back. So this works on the adipose tissue in our buttocks. You can feel what it's doing to your hamstrings. It's obviously working on the arms and the shoulders. Inhale as we turn. Exhale as we go forward. Nice and slowly. And you're keeping your arms parallel to the ground. You're not dropping your wooden spoon. Or it's called a spurtle in Scotland, just a wooden stick. A spurtle. And this is a very good one where you say the posture begins, or the pose begins when you want it to leave. Because this does build up a bit of lactic acid in the shoulders. It's up to you to decide when you've had enough. And you stop. You take a few comfort breaths. Take the breath in the back of the neck. Flush it down through the neck, shoulders, and arms. And then you start again, but anti-clockwise. So you exhale as you go forward, 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 and you're rolling on these buttocks. You're coming back. You're trying to keep the back straight as you come back. Forward, forward, and you can feel, or I can feel what's happening in the hamstrings and the gluteals. But try to remain relaxed in the shoulders and arms. If you become rigid, then you won't manage to continue with the posture. If it's getting a bit too dry, and it just means your porridge is too thick and you need to add a little bit more water. And some lovely sun coming in there, Helen. And just continue at your leisure. And you're trying to increase. It's a big pan of porridge. And then you give yourself a break. The legs come together. The porridge is all packed up, and we're going to row the boat across to this island to have our picnic. I think I'm the only one that takes cold porridge down to the beach. So we better row quickly so we keep it warm. So we're exaggerating the rowing movement. We've got our oars, we're clasping our oars, our legs are together, and we're bending forward, exhaling as we come up with the arms. So it's exaggerated movement, remember? And then open elbows and down. So we're exhaling, exhale, exhale. Inhale up. Exaggerate the movement. Keep the elbows open as you come down with these oars, nice and slow. Remember, we've warmed all these areas up, and this is all we're doing. And you're trying to keep your legs flat on the ground if possible. Don't worry about how far you get with the oars, because it's just about stretching wherever you're at. Up we come. Open. And of course, I've told the story so many times, you know the style. We've actually forgotten the porridge. So we have to go backwards. So we're inhaling from the top, exhaling forward, and coming along the legs with the fists. So we're going backwards. And again, look, we're coming up, really exaggerating the movement. Inhale as we come up. Keep it straight, keep it tall. But watching that stretch that lower back. Keep your legs flat, so it doesn't matter how short the movements are. But if you try and push and stretch beyond your limits, you will pull muscles. You allow the breath to increase your inherent stretch. Couple more. One more. You've got back to the village. You've got your porridge. You're in the village square now. You can't be bothered going back in the boat. So you're going to ring the church bells to tell everybody to come and share the porridge. I did tell you it was a big pan of porridge. So I'm going to do the ding dongs. You guys can please yourself. I don't know if your lockdown neighbours will be happy with this, but we're going to stretch up with the right arm. Stretch up, and then look, we're stretching forward to clasp that thick rope that rings a bell. Ding. And you're putting that lovely reverberation through your body. That's what mantra's all about at the audible level. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Take that strong stretch forward, clasp that thick rope. Dong. Now remember, if we were in a class, we'd all be dinging and donging at our own time. So please continue at your leisure. Stretch up, stretch out, inhale. Ding. Dong. And if you really want to mix it up, you start with a dong. Change the side. Dong. Really stretch up. Ding. I don't think I can show my face again in the block after this. Once more, either side. Dong. Ding. Take a few seconds with a straight back, legs straight, back straight, and you'll find that this contracts your thighs just by sitting with a straight back. Often this is too much for people. Check that you're keeping your back straight. Check that your shoulders are relaxed. Your neck is relaxed. And get some free serotonin, a nice smile. Okay. Then we'll move on to a simple cat. My glasses always want to fall off with this, so hands under the shoulders. If you have problems with the wrists, then you just take your fingers a couple of centimeters beyond the shoulders, which eases the strain on the wrists. Check that your knees are hip width apart. So you're getting comfortable. And we will do the gentle cat today. So we inhale as we raise the chin, stretching the throat. And we start to go down the spine, vertebra by vertebra. And then we raise the buttocks. So we'll concave the back. Inhale, exhale. It doesn't matter how many breaths you take. And then to change it, you always start again up at the top. So you keep the back concaved and you start to tuck in the chin. Glasses off, tuck in the chin. Push through the arms. Arch through the back. Pull the stomach towards the spine. And contract the gluteal. Contract the buttocks. Everything remains in the same position to come out. Everything else is still contracted and arched, but you lift up the chin. And then you start to go down the spine. Then you hollow the back, raise the buttocks, and you've got a nice curvature there. Keep the curvature. As we tuck in the chin, push through the arms, press the chin firmly against the sternum, arch. As you're exhaling, pull the stomach back towards the spine and contract those gluteals. And then always just lifting the chin first. Edging down the spine. And a nice hollow, and you're stretching the abdominals as well. You check that your position is comfortable because we're going to do the balance now. So this is where you move your fingers a little bit further forward if your wrists are aching. Or you don't do it, you sit back and relax on your heels. And we're going to do the balance and stretch. So we raise the right arm and left leg. Stretch them out. We're not lifting so much today, we're just going to stretch because we're going to lift with the next movement. Inhale, stretch through the fingers. Stretch through the left leg, stretch through the right fingers. Point the toe of the left leg and relax. Inhale and stretch. There's a balance. It's strong in your left arm. You're getting a lovely diagonal stretch. Really stretch. Don't be passive. We're all warmed up. We're all sorted. We've had our porridge. We're laughing. I'm wobbling a bit myself today, so it doesn't matter. This is our best. As long as you're doing your best, that's all you can do. The posture doesn't have to be perfect, but do your best. We'll change side. Always realign your position. Always check if things are comfortable. Raise the left arm and the right leg. And stretch out an inhalation and soften. Remember, the pose begins when you want it to end. So there'll come a point when you think, oh, maybe that's enough. But always check, is it enough because you're in discomfort? Is it healthy pain or unhealthy pain? Are you just not in the mood? Always be honest with yourself. And then we'll release. Take a few comfort breaths. My body's complaining a little today because the sea was rough yesterday. I had to work hard. So this is the result today. My muscles just aren't quite as strong. Okay, we're going to do the tiger. We're going to take the right leg out. Lift the right leg. Bend at the knee. Lift it up. Stretch through the thigh. Stretch the abdominals. And then as you exhale, you take it through and you look towards your knee. It's a lovely release of the lower back. Inhale as we stretch it out and up. Not aggressively, lift it up gently. At the last moment, bend at the knee and you feel the stretch in the thigh. You can take some breaths here if you wish. Today I don't feel like it, so I'm going to come through, exhale, and get that knee towards my face. Stretching through the throat and you're looking up. At the same time as you're raising the leg. Exhale and through. Once more. If you feel the need to put the knee down and have a break, of course you must. This is a very nice one for releasing the lower back. When you're ready, you change side. Whilst I check what's next. Left leg. You'll always notice one side is easier than the other. Once more with the left leg. And sit back in our heels. Stretch through the arms. Inhale as you stretch, 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 walk the fingers away. Exhale as you soften through the lower back. Two more breaths. And walk in with your fingers as you gently push up, keeping your chin tucked in. Wait for a few seconds to let the blood trickle back down. Slowly raise our chin. And we're going to do one seated twist. One seated twist. Something's come up on the screen, so I'll just check. Can you still hear me, Helen? Okay, it says there's an audio problem. Okay. So we're sitting tall. We're going to take our left leg over our right, sitting tall, and we're going to turn to the right. Now, if I turn around here, you will see you can support the back, so left leg over right. You don't have to support the back. You can put your right arm around your back. But if you feel that you want to support the back, you take your hand as close as you can into the seat, and it will keep your back long. You inhale, so you can put your palm on the ground or the fist, depending on the length of your arms and torso. Inhale, and then we turn around to the right. You stay in this position and breathe slowly and deeply. So we're twisting in the direction of the leg, coming over the thigh. So we inhale and we lengthen through the torso, and we exhale as we soften and relax into the twist. Try to keep your chin parallel to the ground. And allow the body to twist naturally with the breath. One more breath. Release your arm. Come round with your chin. Release your left arm. Unwrap your leg. And then we do the opposite side. So we take the right leg over the left. We come round with the right arm beyond the right knee. Get your hand into the side of your back if you need it. Keep the back elongated. And then we inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, lift up through the spine. Use your arm to support you if the back's not strong enough. Exhale around and stretch. Keeping the chin parallel. One more breath. And slowly release your left arm. As you turn around, slowly release your right. And cross your right leg. And I haven't done half of the class today, but Helen, I promised you to finish with a standing posture, so we shall. So we're going to stand up, and then I've got a mini rant. So I'm apologising for my mini rant in advance for the end quote. So Sue, stand up at your leisure. Oh, you're still with us. That's great. I couldn't see you. So we're going to have a bit of fun to finish with instead of the Vedic salutation. What about the, remember this one? Yeah, we breathe in. We push against two brick walls as we inhale. I am healthy. We step out, down in our haunches. I am strong. We come in, up on our toes, it's a balance. We inhale, pulling in our lockdown stomachs. Stretch up. I am full of vitality. We give ourselves a hug. I won't hug myself so much because of the mic. I am safe. And Karen likes to add, and loved, which is a good addition. And then we stretch up through the fingers, up, out, and around. All is well in my world. Every day we face challenges, and they're never going to stop, but it's how we react to them. So we'll do this again, shall we? So remember, we're pushing against two brick walls as we inhale. Inhale, push. I am healthy. Step out. I am strong. In, up on our toes. I am full of vitality. Wrap your arms around yourself. Rest your head on your arms. Rock yourself. A bosie, it's called in Scotland. Give yourself a bosie. I am safe and loved. And when you're ready, stretch up, lift up right through the fingers. All is well in my world. And we'll finish with my quote. It's rather, it's a bit longer than usual, but bear with me. So, yeah, there are many types of classical yoga, too many to mention. But there's Hatha Yoga, which is basically what we've been doing, just gentle stretches. There's Pranayama, which is breathing exercises. There's Mantra, Yeah, I have 100% health and vitality. That's what I said for years to regain my health. There's Ashtanga yoga, which is 8-part yoga, which you deal with the moral side, you deal with your social rules, you deal with cleaning your conscience, and then you're ready for the posture, ready for the breathing. There's devotional yoga. People just sit and pray in India, and that's devotional yoga. So these are the classical types. The more modern, trendy ones, there's hot yoga. It's called hot yoga now because it used to be called Bikram yoga, but he's now disappeared to Mexico because of inappropriate behavior with staff and students. There's forest yoga. You can go into the forest and pay a lot of money for people to take you into the forest to do yoga. In Germany, there's beer yoga. You go to a class and you have a bottle of beer before you start. And one woman said, I'm so glad I found this yoga because I wouldn't have the confidence to do yoga if I hadn't had a beer. This is incredible. You've upside down yoga. You can go to a gym and get strapped in with harnesses and hoists and God knows what, and they turn you upside down and you're doing upside down yoga. What happened to a headstand? There's yoga with dogs. People take dogs to the yoga class and teach them downward facing dog. There's naked yoga. Naked yoga. I'd have to charge a bit more for that, but send me an email. And now there's Zoom yoga. So we've got all the sorts of yoga. But BKS Iyengar, who's one of the foremost authorities on yoga in the world, he's now passed away, but his books are wonderful. He said this: we cannot expect that millions are practicing real yoga just because millions of people claim to be doing yoga all over the world. What has spread all over the world is not yoga. It's not even non-yoga. It is un-yoga. But all I say is, whatever you're doing, if you're moving and you find it beneficial for you, then you must do more of it, regardless of the label. So you've had 4 weeks of my type of yoga, and this is the end of the 4-week block. So if you wish to continue next week, that would be great. But this is a style that I teach, and I'm not even sure how it fits into all these descriptions of yoga, but this is it. So I hope you've enjoyed the class in the 4 weeks, and give me a shout if you're on for a bit more. And just send deep breaths and lots of love, and look after yourselves. We'll just finish with a namaste. Enjoy your weekend, and yeah, be careful out there. Bye-bye.